moments ago. Here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Dallas Cowboys and the Arizona Cardinals. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Ready? 70, Indy.
Now Jones off the play fake. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. A Cardinal first down on a gain of 13.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And now it's second down.
On the double. Look at me. Door. Watch the screen.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Set 18, Gator. You ain't going nowhere. Tighten up.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves to James. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Hey, Sam off. Get it.
Mixon with a first down carry. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And now he'll turn and off his back. And this is going to be intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. They are in a zone. Remember, folks, 4 interceptions for this defense a week ago. First drive, make it number 5.
And the focal point will be the people who pick the ball out of the air. But let's not forget, to make that happen, it has to be an excellent pass rush, terrific coverage where they are plastered to the receivers, and then, of course, taking it away, making the catch, and going in the other direction.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Terrell Edmonds comes flying in from safety for the sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Mike, 55. Right there in the middle, 55. So we got man. Hey, check 24. Check 24. Run. King. Hey, Echo.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
180. Check 55. Regular. Right 55. Mark 50 smooth. 55. Mark 55.
Mayfield now on second down. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
That would have been a great catch, but it was real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Point it right. 55, Mike, 55. Hey, eat. Let's go, D. Let's go. Check 52. Kill.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on third down.
3. Check number 6. Hey, alert.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. This one into the hands of the running back, Balaj. They'll get 19 out of this, but it will still bring up a fourth down.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. On fourth down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't.
He's got a man complete. He got 29 yards that time. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Throwing, Jones. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. And he'll be... brought down here at the 3-yard line.
A gain of 5 brings up second and goal at the Cowboys' 3-yard line.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. Now Jones looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking that time for Dante Pettis, but now it's third and goal.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
And especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
Get out the field, defense.
Here's a run with Mixon. Fighting for the end end zone. He lost the football. It's out. It's picked up by the Cowboys. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
Now Brett Maher for the field goal try. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. Maher able to put this one through. And the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0. So they get the 3 points, but they've now had 3 trips into the red zone, and that's all they've come away with.
And in the NFL, the way they measure red zone efficiency and success, did you score touchdowns on those drives? That's first and foremost. Getting points, that's the second measurement. So by that measure, they haven't done very well. They've got to figure that out.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion, guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3
and now
and
they
out.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Mike 55.
Here's Mayfield. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Andy Isabella was the intended target, but now it's 3rd down.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. I think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder.
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward, incomplete pass.
Here we go.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. Now Mayfield lost the football. And McCoy loses the football. And this is recovered by the Cardinals. So the turnover forced, and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role.
He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Dante Pettis. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Extra point by Maher, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it to the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield, and this is incomplete. Andy Isabella was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Hey, 133. 55. Right there in the middle. 55.
From the gun, Mayfield. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Here's Sam Martin now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. 10-0 the score after one on EA Sports. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Touchdown, Cardinals! Odell Beckham, 77 yards. And the Cardinals push further out in front. This offense certainly looking a lot more comfortable here at home. They lost last week in the opener on the road, but there's something about that home opener makes you feel more settled.
Yeah, I wish we could quantify it, too, because you're playing the same game. The field's the same, size. We know all of that. But being at home, sometimes when you do things well, you get that extra push from your home fans, and it elevates your game.
And in the driver's seat right now. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Alert, 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 alert. 54's Mike, 54's Mike. Check, check, watch 54. I got it.
Mayfield on first down. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
Now Balaj. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
The Cowboys on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
All right, T, let's check. All right, T.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6. Get it.
Here's 2nd and 8. He's going to air one out. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A huge play there for Arizona. 53 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
On 1st and 10, Jones. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. The corner blitz works to perfection for A.J. Boye.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. They had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jones. He's going to look for Beckham in the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Odell Beckham with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. There the Cardinals push further out in front. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Let's go, baby. At their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Check.
Blue draw, Porter.
Mayfield now. They'll set up the screen to Balaj. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
King.
55. Tackles.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Able to find Isabella. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
Mayfield now, 4 out of 10 throwing the ball in this first half, but he's got a first down here.
Mike 55. Nice, sweetheart.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Don't be mad. It's more coming. It's more coming.
Set. 180. 55. You got nothing in that. You got nothing.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Slam. Check nickel. Hey.
Shoot.
On first down, Mixon. It'll be an Arizona first down on a gain of 17. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Watch 25.
Back to Mixon on first down. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there. Second down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. Looking to throw on second down. Jones toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time. And now it's third down.
I think you have to chalk that one up for the defense there. Someone right on the spot. Excellent coverage. Didn't leave him enough room to come down inbounds, even though he did catch the football.
An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun. Jones. The quick slant caught. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
On 2nd and goal, Jones, he's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Noah Fant, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Mayfield to throw it. Got an open man. It's Rattler. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Throwing, Mayfield. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Eyes on 27. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Check. 55 to Mike. Check.
From the 27, Mayfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
And pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
It's second and 8 at the Cardinals' 46-yard line.
180. Right there in the middle. 55. Army. Up. Mike, 55. Check, 55.
Throwing on second and 8. Mayfield. This one caught by Isabella. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 30.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10.
Point it right.
55 Mike, guys, 55. Pistol. Come on, let's go. Show it.
They run it with Balaj. And an alley to run. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They've got a first and 10 at the 11. To throw, Mayfield. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Brian Burns able to record his 5th sack of the season. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Watch the run.
Now Mayfield. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
SOS.
Mayfield looks to throw. He can run for it, and he will. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's third down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this was just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear
by the time
we have to leave the booth.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. 2nd and 13. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 16 yards, a first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A huge play there for Arizona. 44 yards on the ground. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Jones now off the bootleg. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Jones to throw again. Flush to his right. And this will be incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. He's got his tight end Fant. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Come on, set. 10 Lobo.
50 seconds to Mike. They're not ready for this, man.
Fight.
Now Jones operating from the gun. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd and goal.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? From the gun, Jones. That's going to be caught by Kirk for a Cardinals touchdown. Christian Kirk, his first touchdown of the new season as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
At the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Here we go, D.
Mayfield. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Hey, alert 33. 55. Right there in the middle. 55.
Buzz.
Mike, 55. Check, 55. Mike. Go. Mike, 55. Mike, 55.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this 3rd quarter of play.
Cowboys 3.
Here's Sam Martin now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot.
13-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time. It's a foot race. The 40. And all the way down to the 29. A huge play there for Arizona. Give him 58 yards on the ground.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. This is Mixon. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Looking to throw. Jones. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And this one is right down the middle. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This will be taken in at the 1. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how
Rush coming, and he he's taken down. Ja'Kai Polite. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. They'll set up to throw. Got a man open. It's Ross. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. John Ross, 79 yards. And the Cowboys are able to make things a bit more respectable. Josh Lambo now for the point after. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play.
41, Cowboys 10.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. This ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But, yeah, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is, and I'm glad that you went in that direction, because otherwise we're going to have to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also impressive.
Which was also very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they put it all together. And I got to tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
The tackle was by the Boston College product, Harold Landry. The Cardinals on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11.
Hey, Haywood. Ready?
Jones now. From the gun, he'll throw. It's caught. Beckham. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A Cardinal first down on a gain of 13. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Tackled there by Monte Nicholson.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now.
Check.
Again, it's Mixon. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Cardinals on third down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now Joe Mixon. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. 4th down now after a loss of 2. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and cap.
Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack.
Real. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. Who that?
Another try after the first down sack. Mayfield looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
First down, Cowboys.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. First down, Mayfield. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. And he's going to get this deep onto Arizona's side of the field. A big play there on the catch and run. 55 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Mike 55. Right there in the middle. 55. Watch a slap. Watch a slap.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Throwing, Jones. Tries to hit Jennings, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. Jennings was the one he was looking for.
Brandon, these quarterbacks had their hands full all afternoon long, but they finally get a measure of revenge as he gets himself in a nice spot. He's able to get 2 hands on the football and pick it off.
Suddenly, it's first and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Following the interception, Mayfield. Now they go screen. It's complete. 3 yards is the gain that time. Second and goal.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal.
You think you gonna get this? You think you gonna get this? Switch. Run. 55, my God, 55. Watch twist.
Here's Mayfield. And it's caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal. Now Mayfield on 3rd and goal toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And here just playing for pride at this point. Down big, but they'll go for it on 4th and goal.
Regular.
Check. Fresno.
Boy, and now they can't even get a playoff. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. The kick by Lambeau is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And the Cardinals hands team able to secure the football. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to look for Beckham in the end zone and nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
6 guys.
Now it's Mixon running right. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
We've called a lot of games, but we don't normally talk about inside linebackers being that fleet of foot, do we?
No, he was able to get outside there to make that play.
Yeah, and you know what makes them faster? Their ability to read plays, understand what offenses are trying to do, and put themselves in proper position.
They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.